our top story is Ghana's President commissions Chinese-built oil refinery. And in health, 1.8 million people get cholera vaccination in Zambia. On international front, 3 U.S. service members killed in Jordan drone attack. And in higher education, AU declares 2024 as Year of Education. Welcome to the Aau Tv Mid-Week News. My name is Mamiko Takwa Nyami. We'll be right back. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa warns of a widening skill gap between Africa and the rest of the world, emphasizing that universities on the continent are failing to produce graduates with the knowledge and skills demanded by regional economies. The study, Human Capital and Productive Employment Creation, addressing Africa's skills gap, underscores the urgent need for African countries to enhance education, address the quality of skills and aligned curricula with the changing demand of the job market.
While Africa struggles with below-average tertiary enrollment rate and a focus on public sector needs in higher education, the study calls attention to the lack of digital and entrepreneurial skills, hindering the continent's competitiveness in the global job market. The report urges government to overhaul education curricula, emphasizing the importance of digital literacy and entrepreneurial skills to drive inclusive and resilient growth. The UNECA study reveals that Africa's gross tertiary enrollment is below the global average of 35%, with only Mauritius, Algeria, and Tunisia reaching this benchmark. Concerns are raised about the mismatch between African higher education pathways and the skills required by the private sector, leading to high unemployment rates for individuals with advanced education. The study warns that Africa's inability to produce an educated workforce and address skills gaps may lead to squandering of its demographic dividend. Skills mismatch contribute to African workers becoming uncompetitive in the job market, with firms across the continent reporting a lack of skilled workforce as a major constraint. Brain drain intensifies the human capital development challenge, with African immigrants often being unequal, well-educated, resulting in a loss of skill in the continent. The ECA and Oxford Economics Africa stress the importance of adapting to technological changes, remote working, digitalization, and green energy to drive inclusive and resilient growth in Africa. Recommendations include introducing a forward-looking education curriculum, emphasizing digital and entrepreneurial skills to meet job market demands. The demand for digital skills in countries like Côte d'Ivoire, Egypt, Kenya, and South Africa exceeds the current supply, highlighting the need for increased focus on digital literacy in education. Most African countries score poorly in digital skills, contributing to a growing skills mismatch as employers struggle to find digitally skilled talent. The study also underscores the urgency for government and universities in Africa to prioritize mastering job market skills, recognizing the potential for an appropriately educated labor force to act as a catalyst for sophisticated human capital development.
Meanwhile, the African Union designates 2024 as the Year of Education, emphasizing the imperative for member states to prioritize the goals of Continental Education Strategy for Africa and Sustainable Development Goal 4. The focus is on ensuring inclusivity, equitable and quality education, positioning Africa's youthful population as a catalyst for economic growth through enhanced skills and knowledge.
As the AU concludes the oral cholera vaccination campaign in Zambia, the continent grapples with challenges in higher education highlighted by the United Nations Economic Commission of Africa (ECA) report. The study underscores the critical need to bridge the gap between the skills produced by African universities and those demanded by regional economies, warning that failure to address this disparity could jeopardize Africa's demographic dividend. The Year of Education aims to tap into Africa's demographic advantage by providing quality education and skills for 21st century job opportunities. UNECA report raises concerns about the potential squandering of Africa's demographic dividend if urgent attention is not given to quality education and skills development. Goski Alabi, president of Laware Open University College, emphasizes the need for policies, funding, and capacity building for a successful transition to digital education, aligning with evolving trends in higher education. Challenges in higher education include the scarcity of new information and communication technologies, lack of qualified personnel, and insufficient management and governance in African universities. Experts including ex-and Iraqi and Professor Juma Shabani highlight strengths and challenges in higher education, such as advances in technology, the politicization of higher education, and the need for increased investment in infrastructure and staff development. Online learning emerges as a major trend, with Dr. Burgess Sheba urging African universities to stay attractive and relevant amid the surge in online knowledge platforms, emphasizing the importance of contextualized education. Student involvement is seen as crucial, with Dr. Kwesi Koji emphasizing the need for student-centered learning and active engagement in educational reform. Professor Hussein Jos Hijazi discusses the challenges in the Arab world, including the absence of the appropriate mindset, the need for financial support and investment, and the potential role of Arab organizations in fostering innovation in higher education.
As the oral cholera vaccine campaign concludes in Zambia, health authorities report that approximately 1.8 million people in cholera hotspot areas, including districts in Lusaka province, have received the vaccine. Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo provided an update on the cholera situation, highlighting ongoing efforts to combat the waterborne disease in the country's capital.
The targeted vaccination exercise, which began on January 16, focused on administering the oral cholera vaccine in hotspot districts, particularly in Lusaka. In addition to vaccination efforts, the Ministerial Task Force on Cholera has intensified community cleaning exercises in Shanti compound, mobilizing residents to clean public spaces to curb the spread of the waterborne disease. Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo emphasizes the continual threat posed by the cholera outbreak, urging a sustained and intensified multi-sectorial response. The country has recorded over 14,000 cholera cases and 560 deaths since the outbreak began in October of the previous year. The vaccination campaign aimed to protect vulnerable populations in the areas identified as hotspots for cholera transmission. Also, ongoing efforts by the Ministerial Task Force on Cholera include community engagement and cleanliness initiative to address the persistent threat of public health. The cholera outbreak underscores the importance of a coordinated and comprehensive response to ensure the health security of the nation.
Stick with us for news on Discovery after the break. We'll be right back.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU Elearn Africa LMS.
Welcome back from the break. And in Discovery, in a bid to accelerate the deployment of high-capacity networks, including 5G and fiber, the European Commission is on the verge of approving the Gigabyte Infrastructure Act in early February. The act, proposed in February 2023, aims to streamline broadband rules and harmonize permits granting procedures across the EU. However, skepticism looms within the telecom industry, with concerns that potential cost reduction measures may hinder 5G and fiber investment.
Despite an increasing demand for high-speed internet, the uptake of advanced networks remain low in Europe, particularly in rural areas. Telecom lobby group ETNO questions the effectiveness of the proposed law in accelerating the 5G rollout, warning that any dilution of cost reduction measures may lead to decreased investment in 5G and fiber infrastructure. The Gigabyte Infrastructure Act, GIA, is set to conclude during EU negotiations on February 5th. The proposed law aims to speed up the deployment of high-capacity networks, addressing the fragmented telecom rules across the EU. The first political trilogue, held on January 25th, showed progress with discussions on intra-EU calls and entry into application. ETNO's Deputy Director General Alessandro Gopelli expresses concern that the law may result in less 5G and fiber investments if cost reduction measures are weakened. Meanwhile, figures from the Commission indicate that 56% of European households have access to critical fiber networks. The EU executive has set a goal for all EU households to have gigabyte connectivity and all populated areas to be covered by 5G by 2030. Some open issues for the upcoming trilogue include regulating land prices for building 5G towers and antennas, with a potential shift in negotiating powers to towers, charges for intra-EU calls and the implementation timeline, with EU lawmakers pushing for a swift enactment within half a year, while member states call for a 2-year implementation time. In addition to the Gigabyte Infrastructure Act, the telecom industry eagerly awaits the Commission's white paper on the Digital Networks Act, addressing funding issues for telecom infrastructure. The Digital Network Act, spearheaded by EU Industry Commissioner Thierry Breton, has sparked a debate between the telecom lobby seeking more financial support from large content providers and big tech arguing that they already contribute to telecom infrastructure costs. A strategic paper is scheduled for February 21st, with potential legislation following the June election of the new European Commission.
Welcome to the Sports and Entertainment segment. In sport, the 34th Africa Cup of Nations concluded its group stage, marking a thrilling spectacle and challenging preconceived notions. The decision to expand the tournament from 16 to 24 teams yielded unexpected outcomes, with underdog teams outshining football's powerhouse and casting doubt on the effective of team rankings.
Critics initially questioned the expansion, fearing a dilution of competition. However, the group stage delivered thrilling matches. Notable upsets included top-ranked teams like Côte d'Ivoire, Egypt, Algeria, and Tunisia, failing to dominate their groups, with Mauritania, once among the lowest-ranked teams, secured victories. The surprises exposed the unreliability of current team rankings, challenging the belief that success hinged on star players from top European clubs. Teams with players from African leagues like Namibia triumph over squad with European-based stars. This trend suggests a more balanced playing field than rankings indicate. The impact extended beyond players to coaching dynamics. Local coaches managing nearly half of the teams demonstrated success in the group stage. Equatorial Guinea, led by João Michar, and Cabo Verde, guided by Bubista, secured victories with local expertise. The success of these coaches challenges the assumption that foreign coaches guarantee better outcomes. The group stage results prompted a re-evaluation of coaching strategies, leading to the dismissal of managers from Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, Algeria, and the Gambia. The move reflects a shift towards recognizing the growing expertise of local coaches. The group stage disruption not only justified the tournament expansion, but also signaled the maturation of African football, showcasing the continent's depth and competitive spirit.
In entertainment, the Akwaaba Festival, known for its vibrant celebration of Ghana's rich culture and heritage, was officially inaugurated at the National Theatre on January 26, 2024, setting the stage for a 3-day exclusive program from March 6 to March 8. The festival promises a dynamic showcase of dance, food, music, and more, bringing together patrons from the diaspora and within Ghana.
During the launch event, Kofi Atakakra Kusi, Deputy Director of Corporate Affairs at the Ghana Tourism Authority, GTA, affirmed the authority's steadfast support for the Akwaaba Festival. He expressed GTA's commitment to fostering domestic tourism in Ghana through collaboration, emphasizing the festival's potential impact on youth engagement in tourism, art and culture, and foreseeing opportunities for job creation and revenue generation. Kusi lauded the organizers for their initiative, highlighting the positive influence on the youth's interest in cultural sectors. He emphasized that the festival would facilitate cultural exchange among all 16 regions, fostering national cohesion and a sense of belongingness among participants. The 2024 Akwaaba Festival boasts a diverse range of activities, including the sale and exhibition of Ghanaian art, craft, textiles, accessories, local beverages, and a food bazaar. Attendees can also indulge in a 2-day free music concert sponsored by the Musicians Union of Ghana, Musica, featuring various Ghanaian musical talent. In addition, the festival will mark the launch of Season 2 of Miss Akwaaba, dedicated to promoting talent and beauty, commencing in April.
Looking for a job in higher education institution on the African continent? There is no need to go looking. The Africa Education Jobs Board will deliver available jobs to you via our platform. To start your search, visit our website. On our website, you will find variety of job postings classified by the sectors and professions they belong to. There are sections devoted to variety of career-related materials, as well as information on African countries. All information you require based on the job description and requirements are accessible on the site. If you are looking for a job in higher education on the continent, use our dedicated portal www.africa.edujobs.com. For job market updates, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AF Jobs Board.
In business, Ghana's President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo inaugurated the first phase of a Chinese-built oil refinery in Tema, marking a significant stride in the nation's energy ambitions. The Sentuo oil refinery, constructed by a private Chinese company, is poised to generate employment opportunities upon completing its two-phase development.
Envisioned to be a foundation in securing Ghana's energy future, President Akufo-Addo expressed confidence in the refinery's potential impact. In addition to ensuring a steady supply of petroleum products, the project is anticipated to foster job creation, empower local communities, and stimulate investment in related industries, aligning with Ghana's vision of industrialization. President Akufo-Addo underlined the enduring relations between Ghana and China, emphasizing the establishment of the refinery as a testament to the strength of their diplomatic ties. The Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Lu Hun, echoed this sentiment, highlighting the commitment of the Chinese business community to contribute to Ghana's economic growth through strategic investment. With the second phase of the construction set for completion by 2025, Hun Huan, executive chairman of the China's Sentuo Group, expressed optimism about the refinery's pivotal role in Ghana's energy landscape. Anticipating collaborative success, Hu emphasized the project's potential to share its benefits extensively with the people of Ghana, reinforcing the mutual commitment between the two nations.
On the international front, in a drone attack near the Syrian border, 3 U.S. service members lost their lives, with at least 25 others injured, as confirmed by the United States military. President Joe Biden, in a statement, attributed the attack to radical Iran-backed militant groups operating in Syria and Iraq, pledging to hold those responsible accountable.
The Islamic Resistance in Iraq, an amalgamation of Iran-backed armed groups, claimed responsibility for the attacks, targeting 3 bases, including one on the Jordan-Syria border. Jordan condemned the incident as a terrorist attack on a military post within its border with Syria. Collaborating with Washington, Jordan expressed its commitment to combat terrorism. These casualties mark the first for U.S. troops in the Middle East since the onset of Israel's war on Gaza in October. Tensions in the region escalated, with Israel continuing its offensive in response to an attack by Hamas, resulting in over 1,100 casualties. Amid fears of a regional conflagration, Houthi rebels target Red Sea shipping, and cross-border exchanges persist between Israel and Hezbollah. Iran-backed groups intensify attacks on U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria, linking their actions to Washington's support for Israel's Gaza campaign. With over 100 attacks on U.S. military installations since Israel's assault on Gaza, regional experts anticipate a forceful U.S. response, highlighting the challenges for the Biden administration in navigating this complex geopolitical scenario.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's take a quick recap of our headlines. In business, Ghana's president commissions Chinese-built oil refinery. In health, 1.8 million people get cholera vaccination in Zambia. In international, 3 U.S. service members killed in Jordan drone attack. And in higher education, AU declares 2024 as Year of Education. Now, thank you for sticking with us on the Aau Tv Mid-Week News. Get interactive with us on our dedicated social media platforms via Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube. My name is Mamiukwa Utakwanyame. Have a lovely day.